Brad wanted to see it.
Ah. Yeah, because it sounds kind of convoluted.
I don't know. It plays Goblin Guy, so it plays.
Thursday Night Modern. I'm Josh Deep, and joining me is Dylan Bushevel.
Close enough.
Bushevel, something.
So tonight we're not going to have that many rounds, but we'll still have entertaining gameplay for you.
Should have 3 rounds with some interesting decks like Goblin Storm.
And whatever Soren's on.
It looks like it's Grixis.
Grixis,
so
okay.
Not that entertaining.
Yeah, but hopefully Goblin Storm gets to do its thing.
That'd be kind of cool. I just don't see it happening. It seems really bad. As you were describing it to me, but I'm hoping.
I mean, Soren can't beat enchantments, to be completely fair.
Well, he can. I guess. But what is it? The green enchantment that draws you all the cards.
Yeah, I forgot its name. Yeah, Fecundity.
You gave it a try, just like I gave your last name a try.
Yeah, I don't know how to say that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna even attempt.
But
life is eternal.
eternal.
A lifetime is. I can't even read that word.
Ephemeral.
Yeah, this is
Cardinal sorts.
This is why I didn't pass English.
Yeah. This is why I'm gonna go. Work with batteries,
Yeah.
not professors.
Not English. Why words?
Looks like Soren's drawn a starter, and I'm not sure if Ben mulliganed or not.
I believe he did. They already did the die roll and everything,
Yeah,
so I'd imagine
okay.
he mulliganed.
Yeah, so Ben's gone to 6.
And then Soren looks like he's keeping.
Yeah.
There's
And
a Grape Shot.
yeah, I think Goblin Guide. That's a good hand.
Goblin Guide's good.
So hopefully he's on the play for his sake. No, okay.
No, but Goblin Guide is good enough to where it doesn't. Like, it's always nice to be on the play in Modern because you can die on like the second turn. So
Yeah.
it's
But
nice.
Soren has a way cooler looking Steam Vents, to be fair.
Oh, it's a Skirk Prospector, so that's like pretty necessary for the combo,
Oh, what?
right? Because you sack a Goblin out of
Oh.
it, but then you draw a card from the enchantment.
Yeah, okay, that's great. I was wondering what a stack outlet was in the deck.
Yeah, no, that's the only reason this is like a deck now, because it also adds mana, so you just keep on going and going and going.
Damn, alright. Yeah. So, like, this deck can do a thing. I'm not sure if turn 1 Skirk Processor against the combo works. So, for the guys who don't know, this is a combo deck that plays Fecundity. I don't know how to say that card's name.
Agree.
Oh,
Fecundity.
yeah, Fecundity. and this Skirk Processor and lots of goblins and Manamorphoses and Goblin Grenades to generate lots of mana, draw its deck out, and Grape Shot its opponent. And it plays Empty the Warrens to fill its board and things like Mog War Marshal. Fill its board for sack outlets so it can draw through its deck, add red mana, and then...
And use that red mana to continue to play more goblins, and then
and
do
more
that
spells.
sack to draw more cards until you essentially draw your deck, and then you can play a Grape Shot and you kill the opponent.
Yeah. But also it just plays goblins, and so you beat your opponent's face and you play Goblin Grenades, and sometimes that just wins you the game.
True.
Which is cool.
Yeah. So that's that deck.
And Soren's
Soren's deck is a control deck, Grixis variety, so you try to, control the game early on, probably get a Searcher's first Kanto when you can, as you see in this game. And then since he's Grixis, he generally finishes off with Kolaghan's Commands and Snapcaster Mages.
You can see a Kolaghan's in his hand right this second.
There's probably maybe 1 or 2 copies of Jace, probably not more than that. But that's basically the deck. Big upgrade for that deck has been Field Ruin, which allows it to deal with greedy mana bases and Tron lands, where Tron was previously kind of uninteractable for the deck. It now has some sort of interaction, which is nice.
Yeah, that card's pretty nuts. It's my favorite land that kills lands because it doesn't kill your land.
My favorite one is Strip Mine.
Oh, fair.
But they don't allow that one.
That's not a fun card we get to play with. Apparently it's unfair or something.
It is. But that's what makes it fun.
Ooh, a Goblin Pile Driver.
But it does have Pro Blue, but
It
doesn't matter because most of Soren's removal spells are going to be red and black. So like this
all of
Kolaghan's
them.
Command, yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think that Pro Blue is going to matter unless he wants to Cryptic Bounce it.
Cryptic Bouncer, like, try to block with a Snapcaster Mage, so you can't do those things.
Okay. So I guess Snaps, it's good against Snaps.
Yep, so you're going
But,
to deal
yeah.
2 and then have,
Him discard a card.
yeah, so now Ben's
Cardless.
empty-handed. Not a good place to be. But he does have control of the board, and Soren's, what's
He
Soren's?
discarded Grape Shot. That's his only copy.
Is that his only? Well, you can still win with empty the Warrens, so.
Yeah, but it's, you don't just win.
You don't just win, but I don't imagine Grixis plays a main deck sweeper. Maybe 1 copy of Damnation.
I don't think it does, but like Cryptic tap your board works.
Yeah, but then what's the end game there? You can tap the board.
You fly over with Delvers. I don't know what he's plays.
Delvers, there's no way there's Delvers. In
Yeah,
Grixis
no, I don't think so
control.
either.
It's still pretty much game over.
Yeah, I guess like if he plays Bolts, like Bolt Snap Bolt to finish.
Sure, but the snap's gonna be needed to probably flashback Cryptic to tap the team down. So like it's just you can beat Empty the Warren still. Like you can't beat Great Shot, but you can beat Empty. But it's still fairly unlikely to
Yeah.
beat it.
But like you don't just lose to Empty, you just probably lose to Empty.
Mm-hmm. So Soren's mana is really awkward right now. He only has 1 blue source for Cryptic Command in his hand. He's got a
Does he have a
lightning-
second blue?
No,
Over there to the right.
he's just got the Steam Vents, and then he's got a basic mountain, a basic swamp in the field. So the field
Oh,
can
that's the
fetch.
field. Okay.
The field can fetch an island, but it
And he has
does.
the mana up. Oh no, he taps some mana because he had
Yeah.
Fatal Push on something.
Yeah. But the Escanto's gonna flip, so he might actually get to be able to play Cryptic next turn, actually, because like Escanto will flip, he can field a land. So I think if Soren just draws another land, he'll be fine.
Wow. All right. Soren has lots of removal, and Ben is hellbent.
Yeah, no, this game's probably Soren's heavily favored at this point because Escanto's just going to allow him to draw allow Soren to draw 2 cards a turn while Ben's only drawing
I can
1.
only imagine this is a land if he doesn't want to put it in his graveyard because then his Escanta gets to flip. Does that tap for blue mana, by the way?
Yeah, it does. It's a
Yeah.
it's a blue ramping
What a
road.
great magic card.
Pretty good.
Was that card like $25?
I don't know prices anymore, but
It's a lot.
yeah. So search steals flip no matter
Oh,
what.
okay.
Yeah. So because he's got way more than 7 in the graveyard.
I thought it flipped once it went into the graveyard.
Oh no! It's just if there are 7, you may
Okay,
flip it. 'Cause I think that was an Ashiok, so I think Soren's keeping that one.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think he just kept it because it's or is it a Snapcaster?
Not sure. I hope it's an Ashiok. I know at least you like
Yep.
that card.
It is an Ashiok. It looks like an Ashiok. You're probably supposed to bin it here, but I think he just likes the card too much.
Yeah, fair.
Because you really don't need it in this matchup in the slightest. You just need to draw interaction.
Whatever, right?
One Snapcaster will kill your opponent eventually.
But Ashiok ult is sweet.
Ashiok's also sweet, but Ben's already held bent.
Yeah, but it's still sweet.
You probably just mill.
Yeah, and like, our -3 gets you a thing, right?
Yeah, but what do you want from this
Or
deck?
-X or
See, Ben's playing well around Ashiok pretty well because he doesn't play good cards. So like, you
Oh, you're right. You can just like jam Manamorphose and get double blue, and then cast a Cryptic.
You can't get a Manamorphose from Ashiok. He has to be a creature.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know
Clearly
what?
didn't play with the card enough. So there's a draw step, Kolaghan's Command to discard Ben's draw step and then kill a goblin.
He discarded a ritual, which like
Yeah.
doesn't really matter, but yeah, this matchup's kind of over.
This is just we're just gonna watch Soren, the control deck, just grind away until Ben decides to call it quits.
Which he probably should have already done.
He's playing the card that when it dies, you deal 1 damage. That's that goblin? Yeah. Goblin Arsonist.
So whenever Goblin dies, he pings him.
No, when that goblin dies. If it was whenever a goblin dies, that would be really good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, there you go.
wow, what an amazing card.
That card's great. I used to play that card.
It's like a 1-mana 2/2 kind of.
No, it's both sides of Fanatical Firebrand.
A fanatical what?
It's the new like goblin monkey looking thing that has haste and you can tap.
Oh
it.
yeah, that card. I mean,
Is it like a monkey or is that a goblin? It looks sort of like a monkey. Yes.
yeah, it does. But we're not going to question Magic's logic. Maybe it identifies as a goblin.
Sure.
He activated search.
He's not. He's activating Field Ruin to grab the island, and probably cryptic counter draw.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So, Goblin guides on the stack, and he's.
Yeah, I kind of want to yawn
He
too.
got the blue mana. Now he's going to cryptic.
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly. You're getting there.
So, cryptic counter draw there, like,
So-
though not super relevant, like, Ben doesn't have a threat to win the game and hasn't had one for too many turns. And with Soren staying at 12, I don't think he's going to lose another life this game. He has a Tassiger in hand, so the clock on Ben goes from, like,
A lot
10
of
turns to 4.
3 or 4, probably 3, because you're gonna have some bolts in there.
Yeah. What was on top of his library?
So, is there any way Ben could come back from this position, Dylan? Like conceivably, what are his outs here?
He had that one draw step where he could have gotten
Fecundity.
yeah, and then he had the sack outlet and 2 goblins, and then he could have like ripped 3 magic cards, and it might have been a good time. But
Well,
at
what
this
about
point-
right now?
At this point in the game,
So, what about Siege Gang Commander as a card that Ben possibly runs?
if you GM Siege Gang, gets 2 bodies and a 3/3, and like it resolves, it still just doesn't beat Tassiger.
But you get 3 1/1s and a 2/2. And then you can sack the goblins. You can sack a goblin for 2 mana to deal 2 damage. So it does
Okay.
kill Tassiger.
It just then he has a 2/2.
So the Siege Gang Commander. So
Okay.
yeah, so it's a really powerful card, Siege Gang Commander, and
Yeah.
I think it actually would probably see some modern play if it weren't for the existence of PN Kiernalar. And I do expect to see this card in standard somewhat, because if it's reminiscent of the power level of a PN Kiernalar, not as strong, but still very strong.
He cast.
Empty the Warrens with Storm. There's 1 was just cast, so Ben has 2 goblins?
Yeah. Right? Or does he have 4? I'm not entirely sure.
That should be 2.
2. Okay. So,
And Soren is starting to actually get into the red zone finally here with his
yeah, so
Tassiger and
he
with a
blocks.
Goblin Arsonist right there.
Yeah, it looks like he probably blocks. You just took
Ta-
it?
No, he might have blocked the Tasker.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Is that,
Fecundity. Which,
Yeah.
if I was trying to counter, because I think that's the only way you lose this game, is
yeah.
if that resolves and Ben just draws a bunch of goblins and can just chump and draw through his deck.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So he looks
Yeah.
like he's going to cryptic that, and I think Ben is out of options here.
Well, Ben hasn't had options for a while. He's been playing off the top of his deck for a few
Yeah, but
turns.
like
He's doing the best he can, but Soren's
threats, I guess, because like Soren's not going to lose from anything he plays at this point. Plus, Fecundity was the way was his out,
Yes,
and now his
yeah.
Fecundity's gone.
Oh no, he can draw another one.
Yeah, but I don't think he has enough threats at this point to draw Fecundity and win still.
Okay.
Because now he's down to 0 goblins.
Yeah. Also, the important thing about Fecundity is it does let your opponent draw a card if their creatures die.
Ooh,
So
didn't know that. I guess I did know that. I just forgot that.
it's interesting for Soren to just leave up to not activate his Kanta.
Yeah.
At the end step,
maybe he just doesn't really care to at this point.
Also, he tapped wrong for his creeping tar pit. She call a judge here. Didn't tap black mana.
Oh, you're right.
Such a cheater, Soren. Not surprised. Now I can see how he wins all. Now I can see why he wins all his games though.
Yeah,
Makes perfect sense. Now.
Yeah. So I've got 3 blue. So I'm gonna tap these 2 red mana, cast a Snapcaster. Snapcaster is cryptic.
Yeah. I would keep a close eye on that now.
Oh yeah.
Now Soren's definitely one of the cleaner players. He plays very. We're just joking around though. I haven't seen Soren. Like Soren's very crisp with his plays, and he rarely makes a mistake, and he's pretty transparent about what he's doing. So.
Yeah,
just
looks
a
like
minor mistake.
the 4th Goblin Guide has been seen, and Soren is swinging for quite.
And Soren played 2 of them, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, Ashiok gets threats from a deck that plays them.
Yeah, but Ashok's probably getting sideboarded out.
Probably, but it was pretty sweet.
It was sweet. It's more there for like decks that play Dark Confidant and Tarmogoyf, so I'm assuming. Where you can get one of those and then.
I mean, I'm sure it's good against most fair decks.
Ben's died now, so we're going to go into our post-board games here.
Well,
the sideboards.
Has to play Blood Moon, right?
Yeah, so you bring in the 3 Blood Moons. The Vexing Shusher looks great. Relic Progenitus also looks pretty good.
What is Bogart Shenanigans?
No idea.
Well, that gets looked up. We're gonna go to Soren sideboard.
He's got 3 Leyline Void. He
doesn't
need them. Flame Tendril seems really good.
Yeah, it does.
Also, it exiles, so it doesn't actually trigger.
Wow. Probably placed it. Is it Staticaster?
Staticaster looks great. Rejection and Ceremony, or Rejection and Melody seem unnecessary. Now Spellbomb also seems unneeded.
He might play Collective.
I could see bringing in 1 or 2 Collectives. The nice thing about Collective is it's always never a dead card in the matchup.
Oh, okay. Bogart Shenanigans is a 3-mana tribal enchantment goblin, and it says whenever another goblin controls put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you may have it deal 1 damage to target player or planeswalker.
Oh, okay, so it's like another win con.
Yeah.
So I can see that being brought in.
Yeah, because then it's like
you need that
gets wiped, he gets to
threat density. Exactly. You need a higher threat density against a control deck, and you probably want to be less on the all-in combo aspect. So yeah, you'd probably bring that one in. So for Ben's, that's probably the 3 Blood Moons, the Vexing Shusher. And
what does that card do again?
Vexing Shusher makes your things uncounterable, essentially. You can play like a red
yeah, it's like a red-green, and it's uncounterable, and creature spells you control are uncounterable?
No, you can pay
a red and green.
Red or a green hybrid mana to make a target spell on the stack uncounterable.
Oh, okay, that's pretty sweet.
And then
like spell or instant or sorcery?
I think it's just a spell, any spell.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the 2 relics and maybe the Bogart Shenanigans.
Yeah. Alright, yeah.
And then Soren's probably going to bring in the Flaying Tendrils, the Staticaster, maybe some number of Brutalities.
I could see a couple Brutalities, probably not all 3. But Engineered is probably fantastic.
Yes.
I forgot what a Newell does.
It counters target. Oh, you'd probably bring in an Ola maybe. Artifact or enchantment it counters.
Oh, yeah.
So you can fit density.
Yeah.
Depending on how much Soren cares about it. But
true.
We'll see if he brings that one in. But with all the information we know, and he might not know that though, it seems like pretty good. It lines up well against Ben's main win con, essentially, which is the enchantment Fiduciary. And then it can also counter out of the sideboard Relic and Bogart Shenanigans.
Yeah. I could see him bringing that in, maybe instead of the Brutalities, because that deals with the pesky things.
Yeah. Because Brutality kills something and gains life, which are all nice, but what Ben's really trying to do here, Brutality doesn't interact with all that well.
He can look at his hand and duress him.
But the main thing you want to take is the enchantments. There's not many instant or sorceries. There's just
it's just instant or sorceries. So
yeah.
It's just worse than duressing.
So there's Vexing Shusher right there. Target spell can't be countered by spells or abilities.
Pretty nuts.
Alright, both players have drawn their 7. We're going to head over to game 2 here, and it looks like they both kept. So
turn 1 Relic from Ben seems pretty sweet.
It seems good, because Grixis is a deck that relies heavily on its graveyard.
Yeah, it looks like that's a Collective Brutality in Soren's hand.
Yeah.
I think I see one.
So, but the big thing here is Ben doesn't have a turn 2 play in your red-green deck. That's going to be
odd.
Well, it's not odd. It's just gonna put him on the back foot here.
But he plays lots of things to play on turn 1 and 2.
I think I did see a Manamorphose in his
doesn't-
hand. He
doesn't
doesn't want
feel
to
like
play
casting
it.
it.
Yeah. Maybe he has a. He could try because he also has a ritual. So maybe next turn he can go for like a Manamorphose ritual, empty the orange turn, and that would explain
Okay.
the hand.
Yeah. Oh, I see a ritual. Might have actually seen an empty. I'm not entirely sure. It was an old red card.
And Soren's just gonna play land and pass. So. Yeah, and he didn't actually use the Manamorphose to cycle, so it looks like that he might have that, which would put him ahead in the game currently. But nope, he doesn't do that, and he plays a Fanatical Firebrand, which much better on turn 1 than turn 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Is he gonna go more this turn?
We'll see if he has any other plays.
Because he might still go Manamorphose Ritual Thing.
He can still do that.
And he just wanted the extra storm,
Sure.
and so he waited a turn for it?
Okay, that could be it. Oh, he could have also just drawn the Firebrand at this turn.
Yeah, maybe.
That's probably the most likely. Okay, so he's going for Manamorphose.
Yeah, there's a Manamorphose. Soren,
He's got to be confused, right?
yeah. If Soren's ever seen this deck before, he must... He's probably figured out what he wants to do, though.
That's true. Soren's really good at this game.
Yeah.
So he probably knows what
He
he's
saw like half of Ben's deck last game and played more spells.
That's
than
true.
he
The
did.
Ashiok did let him see most of the deck, so it's a big advantage of that Ashiok.
Yeah, it is it's a pretty sweet tech game one.
It's just really slow in a format where you can die on turn 3 if you tap out. So.
Yeah, true.
Is this what is it, Goblin Grenade?
Yeah, so he's dealing Soren 6 and calling it good?
Yeah, so you attack and then chuck the grenade.
Yeah.
And Soren's gonna probably be okay with that. His Collective Brutality is about to do a lot of work, though, if Soren decides to play it this turn.
What would he do? Look at his hand and...
Yeah, just probably just drain, honestly.
I think you'd escalate to look at his hand, right?
You would look at his hand and drain, and that basically gets a 2-for-1 because of grenade.
Yeah.
You kind of deal with the grenade dealing 5, kind of. Getting bolted upstairs is not a big deal, so.
Yeah, and do you manage that creature to bolt you?
Yeah.
I guess we'll see what Soren does, but I do hope he brutalities. It does seem like the right play.
But he might be just holding up counter spells, because as long as Fedunctity is not on the battlefield, I think Soren is heavily favored to win. But if that card does ever resolve, Ben's in a really good spot, so.
I have a feeling if Ben had Fedunctity, then he would have...
jammed it.
Yeah, played it and then Goblin Grenaded, right?
That's true.
It's a struggle to say that card's name.
Yeah. We're not really smart people here, so.
Yeah, just don't worry about us. Just focus on the game, not our commentating. Soren is going to do something proactive, looks like.
Yeah, it's the brutality, and he'll escalate with discarding.
He did not mean to show the bolt, but he
They're
did.
sending a message. I like
Oh, yeah,
it.
yeah.
I like it. Just let them know your next play is dead. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Just, oops, I dropped my bolt. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Ben, in response, is just gonna ritual
And then show 2 lands.
show 2 lands. So
So did he just keep a hand because it had Relic? And 6 other cards?
I think he did, and Relic is very powerful against Grixis control, but that's later in the game. Early on, like Relic isn't powerful enough a card against Grixis that when you have no pressure as an aggro deck, worth keeping.
Yeah, I think Ben just might have lost this based off the starting hand. Cause
Oh, Wild Cantor. Oof.
what is...
It's a red green hybrid card, and you sack it at mana of any one color. Yeah, I lost to this thing a lot in Legacy.
What?
Yeah, against the Spanish Inquisition.
Oh, I've heard of that deck. What does it do?
What do you mean? What does it do?
Is it... Okay, so just like an oops all spells?
So you sack it. You pitch a Spear Guide. You sack it to get a black mana. Then you can just Dark Ritual with that.
Oh, got it.
Anyways, yeah, backed. Yeah. There's.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and then so Soren played a Jace on an empty board and ticked it up.
Is he going for the ult here? I'd like that.
I think the alt is probably what he's gonna do. I think he feels pretty well controlled this game.
Doesn't need to brainstorm.
Doesn't need a brainstorm currently. We're gonna see Ben's gonna have to pop that relic. Honestly, his best chance to win right now is pop that relic, hope to draw Fecundity
Yeah.
for Fecundity.
And no, doesn't look like he wants to do it though.
Manamorphose, okay.
So he draws a second card. Is it just a land?
Oh, he's gonna.
Tap relic and
Yeah.
pass. Yeah,
He's
alright.
gonna-
So
Is he gonna pat? Yeah, this is not looking good for Ben, but
yeah, no, now Soren's untapped.
Soren's untapped with a Jace and a Cryptic in hand, which is. That's really hard
He's got
to
a
break
cooldown
down.
in hand, right?
Yeah, he's also got a Cooldown to command.
But he also gets the sea bench draws.
yeah, and has land on top.
And Soren knows what's in his hand. It's just more lands.
Yeah.
Soren gonna pop the duel, find himself probably an island.
Yeah, he's probably gonna grab an island. But
So now his
now his Cryptic is online.
that was
Using that-
important. I guess he didn't have Cryptic until this turn.
No, he didn't, because.
And now he only has 3 mana, so he still can't cast Cryptic.
But I think it was at the end of the turn. I think Ben just played his land past.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There's another blue source, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. That looks
What
like
is-
a
that looks like
spell.
Looked like another.
So now he cooldowns command after draw step, right? Because there's no event drew. It could be a threat.
But Ben has a card in hand, so he's sandbagging a card.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that might have been a Mog War Marshal.
That's what, yeah. That's what it kind of looked. It looked like a creature, so I thought it was
Yeah.
another Wild Cantor, but I think Soren would have been fine with that one.
Yeah.
So Margwar Marshall makes sense. It's kind of annoying threat to deal with.
Soren liking that bolt in his graveyard, but
Well, snap, bolt, snap.
yeah.
Okay, Soren taps, takes up Jace, leaves the top card there.
Probably a land.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So Ben just holding, is that a grape shot in
Yeah,
his hand?
that's a grape shot.
Okay, so we saw his grape shot again, but
Okay,
not gonna
Ben
deal.
now cracks the relic. See what he got here. It looks like a Goblin War Chief, Goblin Chieftain.
Goblin something. So
if Ben decides to play the
Cooligons to discard.
and since Grape Shot's a sorcery, Ben
Yeah.
can't respond by casting it, and so he loses that, which had a Storm count of 3 at the time.
Which would have dealt him 4,
I think it was 3. Right?
because it's 1 apiece.
Oh yeah.
Kind of rough. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the 3rd card. So I would have dealt 3.
No, because it storms to copy it, so the. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Got it. See, I would have done 3. He plays a pile driver. Storms is the power.
Jace alts Ben's empty-handed, so he's going to deck out next turn.
Yeah, I've never seen that happen. That's pretty sweet. Oh, and Soren's just going through his deck because he doesn't know what he's playing.
Gosh dang, Soren. Just
I know you lost, but let me just look through the pile.
Right? Let me just look at all your cards. Let me touch all your cards. Let me see what all you. Yeah. All right, and then that's the game, and so Soren wins a decisive 2. I would say this does not look like a good matchup for Goblin Storm.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. But what does?
Fair. That's very true. I think he could beat some of the uninteractive decks, like I don't know.
All right. So though the round timer says 24 minutes, that probably is a lie, and we'll probably be back far sooner than that.
Yep, so stay with us. We'll be back soon.
We'll be back soon. All right, guys. It's me, Dylan.
And Jaws.
We're back for round 2 of Modern.
So
Got Kyle against Soren, Eldrazi versus Grixis.
we saw Soren last round, and his Grixis deck is a Grixis control deck with Searchers, Cantas, and Jace the Mind Sculptors, and some Snapcasters. I am interested to see what Kyle's doing with Eldrazi Scions. I saw like a Void. What's the guy that you can't
You can't play even things.
Yeah.
Void Walker, Void.
Void Winnower.
Void Winnower, got it.
Yeah, I was gonna say Void Lord, but that's Hearthstone.
Yeah.
That's not the Void Walker.
Man, I think it's such a good death trigger. Can't wait for him to play that.
Do a 3/9. That's like gets bounced by Cryptic after this one. But
Oh, yeah. That's beside the point.
Yeah.
So I imagine he plays the 4-mana enchantment that gives you Scions, and you can sack Scion, search for Eldrazi, and then he just...
plays Giant Eldrazi.
Yeah.
Like
Like his sleeves. His sleeves are even...
Ulamog. Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
know what? One card Grixis control really can't beat is Ulamog, so I'm excited to see how this goes.
Maybe he's playing, your boy, or I guess your girl, Emrakul.
Maybe if he goes that high.
Yeah.
Oh, I do want to see Emrakul the Promised Land. I'm a big fan of Emrakul the
I
Promised
meant the
Land.
big boy.
I don't know if you know that. Maybe. I'd be excited regardless.
I mean, he's going to 10. What's 15?
That's a big difference. That's a 33%.
Don't worry about it.
It's like a 50% increase, right?
So Kyle's going first, and they've both drawn 7. And I think Soren had to go dip for a second.
Yeah, I think you have to close the
That
door.
looks like a mulligan.
Soren's
Yeah,
mulligan,
it was like
yeah.
5 lands terminate or something like that.
I would keep that.
Really?
Oh yeah. Turn 2 interaction. That's like the most important turn in Modern.
I mean, but his deck's so loaded with turn 1, 2 interaction. I don't think he.
It doesn't really have that much turn 1, right? You have 4 Serum Visions. You have like a few bolts and a few pushes.
Yeah, and then you've got your terminates and your Escanta. And
But Escanta's not really interactional.
a fair, but it's like a play that's not another land.
True.
And his deck plays so many lands that it's more likely for him to draw more lands and relevant spells.
Fair enough.
Looks like he's keeping the 6, likes the Scry, and Kyle's keeping a 7.
There's a Think Twice in Swords. I haven't seen that card in a while.
Ooh, I didn't know he was playing that. He didn't show last match at all.
It looks like there's also a Bolt.
Yeah, that's a way better hand than whatever 7 was.
Nah, man. You always keep 7. It's a rule of thumb.
Oh yeah, no matter what.
100%.
Snap keeps 7.
Snap keep 7. Easy.
Looks like Kyle's not doing anything.
He's
So-
played 2 forests. I think I saw the green and black Eldrazi that comes with the 1/1.
Oh yeah, that card's fantastic, but he's
Yeah,
on
he-
triple force.
But he's on triple forest, so he's not able to play him. But he's got something else. Oh, this is it summons 2 1/1s, Eldrazi Scions. So
Oh, it's the.
Call of the Scions.
How do you remember that magic card? I don't even know that was part of the set.
It's solid and limited, so it summoned 2 1/1s. That's sacrificed out of mana. That's like pretty solid. It's a good rate. Soren's got a Bolt to Snapcaster and Terminate though, but it's kind of awkward. You really don't want to use your cards on the Scions.
Yeah. I mean, like, Bolt Snap Bolt on Scions could be worse.
It could be worse, but it doesn't feel good. There's the guy. What's his
Yeah,
name?
Catacomb Sifter. That card was fantastic.
It was. And now Soren's going to decide if he's going to go for the Bolt on the Sifter.
I don't think he needs to. Just flashing back, think twice seems fine, and then he can Bolt Snap Bolt next turn.
Sure, but if he wants to kill the other Scions, it's better to do it with a Sifter on the stack. That way Kyle doesn't get the scry triggers. So
Why does he want to kill those instead of
because you can't counter an Ulamog cast trigger, okay?
Fair.
So it might be worth killing the Scions to not have to possibly.
But like bolting the Sifter seems fine. Seems better.
No, so Soren's gonna let it resolve. I think he's gonna go with your line of play. With it.
Yeah, I think like think twice on when he attacks and Bolt Snap Bolt and block a Scion is just good.
Yeah, but Ulamog can come out next turn somehow.
No, he's a little bit off. Okay,
Yeah.
he's not think twice and he's just gonna bolt now.
Interesting. It's
Yeah, it seems-
kind of mana inefficient, so Soren might have another play here. Oh, he has a Logic Knot up.
But why not just launch out the Sifter then? Okay, well he drew another bolt.
So that's so then he can flashback think twice and bolt, or no, he's
No,
just
no,
gonna.
not doing that. Though I do see a pretty sweet ult on that Scalding Tarn.
Soren has a lot of wall triggers.
Yeah.
They're pretty dope. It looks like Kyle just has a bunch of lands. Oh, he has a
What is that? It's the 1-mana 1/1 that
Oh,
when it
the-
dies you get a Scion, right?
Blister
Blister
Pod.
Pod.
That's what it's called.
The card was also fantastic in Standard.
Was it fantastic? I think that's
Yeah, you played it with Rally, right?
I don't think they played that card.
Some deck played it. It was
Some-
pretty good.
I think there was like a green-black aristocrat deck, but it wasn't that. It was never good. Oh, is that a far from beyond? So that's gonna get countered almost assuredly.
Yeah, that's the card I said he probably played.
You did.
Yeah, look at that.
You're so good, Dylan. You should build on Eldrazi.
Or I could just commentate.
But so here's an interesting thing. So one has to exile his entire graveyard and pay. So Kyle's gonna have to pay 4, and he can only pay 3 by sacking all the Scions, so it's gonna get countered.
That was a close one for Soren.
That was because if that resolves, it's
probably game over.
Yeah, it's hard because it's a Grixis deck. You can only really bounce enchantments with Cryptic Command once they resolve.
He doesn't want to bounce it and then
draw a card.
Yeah, then have to deal with it later.
Looks like Entrancing Melody. No, but Thought Scour Altar. Okay. Target himself, mill himself 2, and then draws another bolt. But those are not bolts are not looking good.
Yeah, no, bolts are pretty bad. But the Flame Tendrils in his side.
Yeah, we gotta get to game 1 first.
Just saying, man, it'll get there.
It'll do a lot of work.
So at least Kyle has no threats in hand, but Soren is kind of drowning.
Oh, Kyle's probably got another. He's got another. Call the
Scions.
Call the Scions. That's the name. Yeah, these are one way to beat a deck playing a whole bunch of 1/1 removal spells is just to play cards that generate like 2 1/1s.
Yeah,
it works.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to bolt a Blister Pod any time of the week.
You don't want to bolt a
Blister Pod?
Blister Pod?
He wants to bolt a Scion.
He's got to. Like, what else is he gonna do?
So someone's gonna go to 14 here. Doesn't have any like
he's
threats.
13 because the Blister Pod is also.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
So yeah, Soren's saying he'll bolt the Scion, and Kyle's like, which one? I've got like 10 of them. Or you want to bolt the Blister Pod? I'm cool with that too.
Yeah.
It's just, no, Soren is gonna get overwhelmed with these.
What can he draw here to, like, be fine?
Like if he has an Anger of the Gods, that'd be cool.
I don't think he does.
Tasigur. He does have a Tasigur because Tasigur can wall them all off. Soren lean on Jace, and Jace really?
Jace doesn't die.
Jace doesn't die because he goes up to 5.
Yeah.
No, Jace does die, doesn't he? Because isn't there a token off the screen?
Okay, there's a 5th.
Yeah. So Jace dies, but Soren can set it up for next turn to reject.
Soren gets to a Snap.
No, Snap's okay.
I mean, it doesn't do nothing.
But the crazy thing about this is not even like the end game for Kyle here. He's still got giant Eldrazi in his deck.
Yeah. And Soren can't deal with Zulaport Cutthroats.
So he has Zulaport Cutthroats, so that's gonna get that's not getting bolted, but he'll bolt
a token.
I'll put that on the stack, I imagine. And then he'll let that resolve and then bolt with the Cutthroat, or is he just gonna let the Cutthroat resolve?
I think he's just letting the Cutthroat resolve.
Interesting. You can
I like how Kyle's just playing an old standard deck with better top end.
It's an even better top end. Like Ulamog was in the same standard as all these. This has all been from the same set, actually.
I'm sure he's got a strictly better top end than what was in standard. But this deck wasn't playable in standard, more or less. To be fair.
Yeah, the Cutthroat's gonna resolve. So an interesting play by Soren. I guess he just wants to prevent as much damage now, rather than later. The noteworthy thing about the Cutthroat is it only triggers when your creatures die. So if you're familiar with the card Blood Artist, it doesn't trigger when all creatures die.
Yeah.
So the reason I guess the Sword would be going for the Scions is to prevent a new low
ramping.
Yeah, the ramping from them.
So he doesn't care as much about the losing a couple life than he does the.
But Sword's actually in not a bad spot considering how bad it looked for him earlier on. How terrible it is, because he can play a Jace and take it up and it's gonna survive.
Yeah.
He got a fetch land too to pair with a Jace, which is great.
Yeah, and he's got a Terminate in hand, so he can play Jace and hold up a Terminate for the Cutthroat. But maybe he might just save the Terminate. Is he going to do this to himself at this point, or does he worry about top end?
I think I'd Fate Seal my opponent. You have a fetch line that you might need to crack next turn anyways. To play the Terminate.
Okay, yeah.
So you're not getting much value out of the +2 if you target yourself. And that's nice to see.
Jace is gonna soak up a lot of damage if Kyle decides to target it.
Yeah, which I think he will.
Yeah, it's gonna take what, like 9? Because he gets to tick up for 3 turns till it dies.
Or Kyle can just ignore the Jace, actually.
Yeah, he could.
But it's interesting.
I think it is better to ignore the Jace.
Do you?
Yeah, because Soren's at 10 and is.
He's got the cutthroat, but you can always just bounce the cutthroat with Jace the following turn.
Oh, yeah, if he ignores it, and then you're in a really bad spot.
Yes, but if Kyle draws in a couple more Scions, you can always just sack Scions in response to the Jace bouncing the cutthroat. There's a lot of lines you got to consider here if you're Kyle.
Well, that seemed fantastic.
So it looks like Kyle hasn't really seen Jace before. He's taken a good long look on the card and probably in awe of like, why is this thing a card? But
Yeah, this is legal in this format. Oh, he's never played against a Planeswalker before.
interesting. So you're gonna explain. So this is gonna be a great learning moment for Kyle.
Yeah.
So-
This card's busted.
Well, just Planeswalkers in general are like probably the coolest card in Magic, I would say. So
They're so, you know.
that's the reason I enjoyed Magic early on.
Yeah, it was like, I was like, what is this? And it's like, you can attack this, but it also, like,
Because
everything it does is value, and it wins the game whenever it gets to minus big thing.
pretty much, it's like adding another player to the game. So that's on your team. So it's always sweet. And yeah,
I'm having a lot of fun with the new Vraska Sandra.
I know you are.
Nuts.
Who told you about that new Vraska? Dylan?
Oh, I'm gonna have to say, you pointed out that it has a +2 and starts at 6 loyalty.
Card is insane. So Soren's gonna brainstorm, and what's he gonna do? He's gonna brainstorm and then plan to terminate one of Kyle's creatures when Kyle goes to attack the
Is
Jace.
that a
Yeah.
Liliana? What's it called?
Last hope?
Yeah.
That is, and that's really good against
Yeah,
Kyle's strategy.
so that could just win him this matchup on its own.
Yeah.
And so Kyle's gonna go to hit it with everything, and it's gonna get terminated, or one of Kyle's things, and so then Soren will get to brainstorm a second time, or he just goes to combat with one creature.
So he just goes and attacks with one creature. I'm interested why he did that, but
People cheering on for Kyle in the chat.
I'm cheering for Kyle too.
Yeah, he's got this.
Tired of Soren winning every time, so.
Oh yeah. Alright, Soren just going to get a tap water grave because there's no need for him to terminate.
Yeah, so it looks like Soren's gonna turn the corner, but the weird thing about that is Kyle still has a better top end than Soren, so.
Yeah, so like he might just be able to like at some point jam a Ulamog and Soren's like, oh no.
Yeah. Or avoid Manor.
Yeah, because that definitely doesn't let him cast just terminate.
Yeah, no. You can always bounce it with Jace, I guess.
Yeah. Looks like he's bouncing a Scion.
Okay.
Does he have... Oh, and he's going to jam Liliana and hold up Terminate. And so Jace lives.
Oh, no, Jace is definitely gonna live.
Why didn't he Liliana first and kill the Zulaport? Does not care.
I don't think he's caring about the life total right now.
I mean, I don't think there's something Kyle could do in response, really, so it's just, like, strictly better to do the Liliana play.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not near as top tier as Soren is, and he's at a level above me.
Yeah, he is, Dylan. I'm sorry. It's just true. You're the one who said it.
So, him explaining Liliana now to Kyle.
Kyle probably, I think, is like a cheat code or something.
Yeah, it's like, what? This thing +1's to kill my things, and that's, like, the worst of its abilities?
Yeah.
And it's 3 mana?
Card is good.
So far, they've printed 3 very good 3-mana Lilianas. One of them was a creature with lifelink that made a zombie.
That card was, I wouldn't say very good. It was good.
I said it was pretty good. And then 2 are very good.
Two are really, really good. Really great. So, Bishop Card attacks Jace, and it's going to get terminated here.
Yeah.
I think they're looking really good for Soren. It looks like he's going to be able to stabilize this board.
But, I mean, any top-end ripped, Jace is at 1 loyalty. which isn't enough to bounce something. Okay, kills a Scion, the Blitzbot's still alive. Jace takes up the Fate Seal, so now it can bounce things. And he decides to Fate Seal himself and put it at the bottom. Apparently 6 mana is not enough to play an Ulamog or anything relevant, so Soren does not really care to do it to his opponent, Kyle.
And Soren not attacking with the Tar Pit, so he's just holding mana out.
Yeah, probably has some Cryptics.
You think he's able to think twice in his graveyard, or did he flash that back?
Oh, he's still...
No, I think he flashed it back. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
So we have... I don't even know what this one is. Oh, it makes a 1/1 at the end of the turn, I believe. It's like 2 colorless and a black. And then it exiles a card from a graveyard.
So lost more Blister Pods. Kind of annoying to take Liliana up on to give him mana, because it gives him mana. But he's kind of gotta. Is that a Gravebird in his hand? Oh, he just cast a Gravebird.
Yeah.
Okay. Tarp is coming out to block. Kyle probably didn't see that. And he's gonna make a Scion for it, and then... Yeah. I don't know what's the last card in Kyle's hand. Does he have another card?
Doesn't look like it.
Okay, just Hellbent. Alright. So he does have a card.
Someone's just activating Tar Pit, trying to get some damage through before Kyle's able to land a big Eldrazi. But Kyle tries to block with the Blister Pod, but the Tar Pit can't be blocked. So Soren just pointing that out for him.
And Kyle going to his turn.
Yeah, things are looking good for Soren, but
Yeah.
Kyle's still not out of it just because Eldrazi, there's a lot of scary cards in Eldrazi.
Yeah,
that
maybe
can
he just
turn...
plays a Reality Smasher, who knows?
Yeah, and the Reality Smasher does a lot of work here.
I don't think he plays Reality Smasher, but I'm not entirely
I think this version just goes above Reality Smasher into the 8, 9, 10 mana Eldrazi's.
It would be pretty sweet, because this deck can turn turn 4 Smasher very easily, and maybe turn 3 sometimes. I'm not entirely sure.
I think turn 4 easy. Turn 3 I think is a stretch.
Yeah. I can certainly say it can guarantee a turn 4 Smasher.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Soren just making sure there are no Scions left.
And he's gonna ult that Lily.
Yeah, next turn he gets the Lily, which will probably win the game in about 2 turns. So things are looking good for Soren here, unless Cal gets a real insane top deck.
What is that?
That's a 3 mana 2/2 that comes with a 1/1 Scion.
Okay.
It's like a really bad. Let's call it a Scion Summoner.
Yeah.
It's like a great jungle-born pioneer, apparently. I don't know what that one is.
Yeah,
Can you
neither do
explain
I.
what a jungle-born pioneer is? Oh, that thing.
Oh yeah, it is a pretty great Jungle War Pioneer, but those are merfolks, so it's something to consider at least. Lily's ulting.
Yes, yeah, so
that is a sign of a lost game for Kyle.
Yeah, at this point it's really hard to come back from that ultimate. That ultimate is one of the best Planeswalker ultimates.
Especially on a 3-drop.
Yeah, especially on a 3-drop. It's kind of crazy how it's better than most 4 or 5 or 6 mana Planeswalker ultimates. It generally, in any matchup that's not about comboing, your opponent will win the game at some point.
And the Tar Pit coming out because the 2/2/2 zombies will be far sufficient to block whatever Kyle might play.
Yeah.
Though Kyle came dangerously close to winning this.
Oh no, Kyle was. I think Kyle was heavily favored early on. Jace came at a perfect time, and it found a Liliana that came at another really good time. Otherwise, Kyle was ahead from a large portion of this game up until
Turn
then.
2, 3?
From turn 2 to about turn 5 or 6.
Turn 3, right? Because that's when he played the
Sure.
Call of the Sirens.
Yeah, from like turn 3 to turn 6 or 7, it looked like he was on his way to victory.
Unfortunately enough, Soren has a pretty decent sideboard against something like this.
So,
But we don't know what Kyle's is.
yeah, we don't know Kyle's sideboard. And Soren's sideboard, is it that good? Like, Staticaster isn't actually good against Scions. Or, like, it's fine, but not insane.
Yeah, it still kills a Scion.
Yeah.
And it has Flash and can block Scions.
The blocking Scions are not.
Like, it doesn't kill them, but it doesn't do nothing.
Yeah,
It preserves his life total well enough.
true.
And maybe Kyle won't see the play of Sack a Scion and not let Staticaster do its thing.
True.
In that case, it's a great magic card. Looks like a Sion's gonna block a 2/2.
Yeah. I think that's...
Yeah, I think this is game over. Because this 4 zombies will come in and then attack for lethal on Soren's following turn.
Yeah. And so this is probably Kyle's last draw step unless he draws, like, a way to remove the emblem and the entire board.
I don't know if that card exists.
That does not.
Yeah, alright, looks like Soren just goes to combat and attacks. And that's game 1.
Yep, that'll be game 1. Soren Wellman will take game 1. Now we move to the post-boarded games. We'll see what Kyle has in his sideboard for possible games in game 3.
Yeah. So it looks like Kyle has 2 Grey Birthings.
That card, so it's not bad because it... Does the opponent choose which card to exile from Grey Birthing?
Yeah, so
So it's not as good as I would have thought. So I probably won't bring that one. In Bonds of Mortality, that one...
It's the 1 green.
I think it makes creatures lose...
Hexproof and indestructible and
Yeah.
draw a card.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what Dominator Drone is.
I also do not know.
But I think Catacomb Sifter goes in because that card's
Sifter's
cool.
good, yep. Eyeless Watcher is also not a bad card.
I don't know if 1 Swamp goes in. Alright, so Dominator is a 3-mana free 2 that makes him lose 2 life when he enters, so playable, I guess. I just see the Brood Butcher might not be horrible.
Oh, Brood Butcher is pretty solid.
Yeah. Huh.
So Kyle was just talking about how he has seen like Planeswalkers before. So if you're not really familiar with those are really watered down, toned down versions of Planeswalkers, and not very powerful. So this is the first time Kyle's seen seen an actual Planeswalker that's powerful, and it definitely left him unprepared and unable to really see how to deal with that.
Yeah, I could see, because like 6 mana plus 1 deal 2 damage to a player. It's pretty sad.
Yeah, but 4 mana that you get to brainstorm every turn or unsummon a creature, or in Liliana the Last Hope's case where you get to just actually kill a creature of Kyle's every turn
and then win the game.
And then win the games.
Yeah. So we're starting game 2 here already. Kyle goes turn 1 land pass. Soren. Did Kyle elect to go?
Yes,
second?
yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
Okay.
I saw Soren lead off with the Creeping Tar Pit
Got it.
initially. So Soren's
That
gonna
was-
start the game off with a Search for Canto,
Pretty good for him.
which is definitely his best turn 2 play. It's his only proactive turn 2 play in the deck. So.
Yeah. So Kyle played the second swamp.
Second swamp
Any-
here. We're gonna see
Ulamog something?
So it's a black and a colorless for a 2/1 that when it dies you get an Eldrazi Scion.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty strong card against a Grixis control deck. If Soren draws the half of his deck, that is 1-for-1 removal.
Like he did last game.
Yep, so Carrier Thrall.
Ulamog something was not the right card, but that's okay. Jaws with a Spreading Seas,
Not
which
Jaws, not Jaws.
or not Jaws. Jaws is here.
Yeah, dude. Though I'd be playing Spreading Seas.
Yeah, you would be. You'd play Spreading Seas already. We all know that. Soren with the Spreading Siege would be great against the first forest that Kyle plays.
Yeah, so that would be very impactful, cutting Kyle off one of his colors. But
Yeah.
so Kyle, interesting, has been on one color both games.
He
initially.
played black last game at like turn 6.
Turn 4, turn 5. But
Yeah.
when you're a 2-color deck, you want both of your colors
Yeah.
by turn 3 or 4, hopefully.
It's pretty unlikely for him to see both ends of the spectrum like this.
Yeah, so like Catacomb Sifter would be very powerful right now, but later on, it definitely loses its impact.
Yeah. Looks like Terminate on the Thrall. Is he gonna just go and jam Liliana here or what?
I mean, it could be that, but I think Soren just realizes Kyle's not really playing anything right now, so might as well deal with these cards and then flip the Ascanta, because like Terminate's one more card in the graveyard for that.
That's 7.
Yeah, no, Kyle definitely.
That's 6. So if this card goes to the graveyard, then he gets to flip an Ascanta.
Yeah. So unless it's like so that'll definitely hit the graveyard. I don't think it looked like Kyle wasn't playing any non-basics, so as Field of Ruin is pretty weak against Kyle's deck, and just a colorless land.
And will Soren remember to draw his card, or is he just explaining search to his opponent?
Currently, right now, I think he's just explaining it, but yep, and he'll draw for turn. And this looks really good for Soren. I think he's about to have a Jace on the field. Yep. And this is bad news for Kyle.
Ooh, yeah.
So Soren's just going to choose to Brainstorm and ignore the token this turn.
Seems like a good play. I don't think Kyle can kill. They can burst down the Jace.
Yeah, if he was unprepared for Planeswalkers, he probably doesn't have any direct way to kill the Jace. And if he doesn't have any green mana, he doesn't have any pump spells available to him to boost the token to kill the Jace. So this is not looking good for Kyle, but again, he has an Eldrazi deck. And there's the Forest, so that's definitely the first step for Kyle coming back in this game.
What does he play? Does he play Sifter?
If he has a Sifter, he's probably going to play it, yeah.
Yeah. So if Kyle had seen his appropriate mana, then that Jace would not have been able to land.
Yeah, no, Kyle had that green source on time. The Sifter would have came down, and that would have made the Jace kind of weak, actually. Or not weak, but it wouldn't have been able to Brainstorm immediately.
Yeah, just one turn behind in this matchup is very crucial, and this will cost him at least time on winning the game, if not the game. But I guess we'll find out. Kyle might find his top end.
Yeah, no, Kyle hasn't seemed to have drawn any Void Winter Wars or anything, so... And those definitely can just turn the game in his favor.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
I see a Bolt from Soren. Impressing that Jace really well. God damn it. Jace looks like he's gonna Fate Seal Kyle. Keep that on top. Not sure what that is. Spreading Seas here from Soren.
Yeah, Spreading Seas for the Forest would be...
Yeah, it seems like a fantastic play.
Fantastic. No, it looks like an Ashiok, though. An Ashiok does seem very powerful against Kyle's deck. It's another Planeswalker, so Kyle's really getting punished for not preparing for them.
But I mean, to be fair, who prepared for an Ashiok?
True.
So, if both Kyle and Soren only see land for the rest of the game, then Kyle's a great chance to win this game.
Does he?
Yeah, because then Soren will only hit lands with his Ashiok, and only find lands.
Sure, I actually don't think it's really statistically possible.
No, I don't think so either, but you know what?
It's
gotta root for the underdog.
True. That's very true, but...
Yeah, Soren just doesn't care about that forest.
No, he doesn't. I think he's just going to keep up with a counterspell or a way to protect Jace.
Yeah, or both. Oh, fair. Eldrazi is pretty likely to be the winner of this matchup, whether Soren is the one playing the Eldrazi with Ashiok or not.
Doesn't count. So this Catacomb Sifter is pretty nice here.
Yeah, so now he's got 3 Scions and a Sifter. That's pretty sweet. That is threat. And some scry. What does he punch here?
I think you go for the Jace, but
He wants the
I don't know if there's not a right or wrong decision here.
Fair, they're both impactful planeswalkers.
Yeah, you gotta kill both of them eventually.
Yeah.
So Soren's gonna tap. He has a Cryptic Command in hand. When you have a Cryptic Command in hand and 2 Planeswalkers on the board.
Ooh, From Beyond getting exiled is a tough one.
Oh, two of them being exiled. But
Oh, man.
still, the Ashok I don't think has hit a creature yet.
No, it is not, but... Fair, you don't exactly want Ashiok to ult. Because I think Jace is just going to brainstorm for the rest of the game, but you don't want that either.
Yeah, no, there's no, honestly, it's gonna be difficult for Kyle either way.
And Soren might just, oh, what is this?
For Damnation? Yeah, so it's a Damnation. But Kyle does get 3 scries off of
He
this.
does, but I think that's a bit less important than Sifter and 3 other bodies.
Yeah, but you gotta take anything you can get.
Yeah, okay.
But I don't think Soren's plus Ashiok already has it.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. So Kyle's got a chance, because there's a little miss sequence by Soren there. You should have probably first Damnation.
Yeah, and I see the scry. And
Yeah. And then you can just take whatever was scried.
Yeah.
But yeah, Soren looks to be in complete control of this game as well. Very similar to the last game now, where there's 2 Planeswalkers on the board against Kyle's nothing really.
Yeah.
And you see your Soren with his Grixis control deck. It's the 4th time it seems like he's done this, where it looks a little shaky in the beginning, but then he pulls out a win.
Like, handily, too.
Yeah. Of course, I mean,
Sometimes Damnation, Jace, Cryptics are strong.
Well, Damnation, Jace, and Cryptics versus creature decks are very good.
Yeah. So we're seeing creatures now that Ashok's exiled. Catacomb Sifter, Zilport Cutthroat, and is that a Scion something?
Yeah, Catacomb Sifter, and I think, not sure, Scion Summoner? Yeah, it looked like a
Yeah,
Scion
or it might
Summoner.
have been called a Scions, either or. Yeah, I don't think there's a draw for Kyle that gets him out of this in the slightest.
Yeah, no, it looks bleak for Kyle, unfortunately.
I was hoping to see really big Eldrazi played from Scions getting sacked. Yeah, so it was called Scions.
Yep. So now we have Soren able to activate his Kanta every turn.
He's going to need Cooldown's Command, which unfortunately is a good magic card.
Yeah. Well, the entire Grixis control deck is good magic cards. It can just be really slow.
Yeah, fair.
But when you get to this point, it's really hard to lose this Grixis control, or really any control deck.
Yeah, and there's a thing twice, getting flashbacked and played in the first place. No, just flashbacked.
It was just flashback. It was milled by a...
So you got a second.
He's got a Liliana, so there's a 3rd Planeswalker Kyle's got to deal with now.
I don't see him doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Now this one looks kind of over, but Ashok was very impressive.
Yeah, and Soren's double Cryptic in hand.
Yeah, I saw him with double Cryptic.
Oof.
And anytime Carlisle doesn't do anything that's worth Crypticing, Soren just gets active in Scanta. And Scanta's kind of like a 4th Planeswalker in a way.
Yeah, I mean, draw a card is pretty great. But, like, it's better than that. When does Kyle actually lose this game?
That's a good question. Probably.
Is that fungal something? It's like whenever a creature dies, you get a counter on it or something?
I think that might be it.
What's that card?
It's like a 2-mana 1/1, right? And then...
Whenever a creature dies or when you sack a creature or something.
Mm-hmm. It's like Ashiok. I think Ashiok might just mill.
Oh, there's a Hulk something. Not quite Protein Hulk, that would be pretty sweet, but... God, these cards I haven't seen in a few years, I just don't remember them anymore.
Yeah.
That one like makes 2 Scions and like it's like a 5/7 or something.
Yeah.
Or a Rot Shambler, another creature who dies, put a counter on Rot Shambler. I actually played that card a little bit. Can't lie.
Yeah, why did you do that?
I mean, it was pretty sweet. I was like, look at this, Rot Champler. You get to do things and it gets pretty big. And it is sweet in this deck. Like, if you play Rot Champler and you sack damage for mana and it gets really big and you just get to bash face with Rot Champler and play a bomb, that's unfortunately not exactly what ended up happening.
Yeah, no, it did not. It's the way of Grixis control.
He's gonna grave something? Or is he just killing the Sith? Oh, he's Bone Splinter.
Okay, Bone Splinter, the Catacomb
Yeah.
Center. So they'll get a trigger and gain a life, lose a life. And sort of lose a life.
This makes Kyle's death slightly slower.
It does. Definitely, it seems like he'd be the one to choose a slow and painful death over a quick and painless. But
It looks like Lily's gonna ult.
Lily will all, but I think Ashok might mill quick enough.
No. Like, it has to get 10 plus ones for the mill to actually be effective, I think.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, no, this is Liliana is gonna probably ult. But why does that card have such a good ultimate? Like,
Which
Yeah.
one? There's 3.
well, that one probably has the best one because it like almost always guarantees a victory if it ults.
Yeah. I think where Jace does, but it's just a bit harder to get there.
Yeah,
Because
it's not-
Brainstorm is so tempting.
Well, that and his plus doesn't protect him. Liliana's makes it so one of the creatures is
Dead or very close to.
yeah, or it doesn't impact loyalty.
So, for those of you streaming in to view Kyle here, we also have, not only do we hold this tournament for Modern every Thursday, we have Standard tomorrow every Friday. For Wednesday, we have Pauper, which is Pauper.
As a commons only format, so you won't have to deal with planeswalkers like Jace with your like on your college budget, which would be which is nice.
You get to play like those 25-cent commons.
Yeah,
But you also
so someone can't hurt you in Pauper.
yeah, but you also get to do booster pack drafts. For Tuesday, there's also Standard. So there's 2 standards per week, Tuesday, Friday, and Monday there was Legacy. All of these start at 6:30. And instead of rooting for Kyle on stream, you guys can come in and play some Magic.
Yeah, and you guys can beat up Soren after the game.
Yeah.
For beating Kyle.
There are Challenger decks available if you want to play Standard, but don't really, have a deck put together or have a list you've quite built yet.
And it looks like wrap things up. This round up, Soren did end up taking the match in the end with all his planeswalkers and Scanta and removal spells. And sadly, Kyle's gonna go and take his first match loss of this tournament.
All right. For those of you watching, we'll
There's a third round.
there's a third round.
soon.
It'll be coming up pretty soon. May or may not be sooner than 12 minutes, and we hope to see all you guys still watching. All right, we're back here for the last final round of the night. We've got Ben Chavez again on Goblin Storm against Nate Wallace on his
Every tribe party.
So he's playing a roughly 120 card modern deck. That's all I know. That's all I know about it.
Yeah, so 120 card modern deck. I'm assuming all the tribes are in there, and yeah.
Oh, it looks like you can't really roll that dice.
But. And you'll be playing against this Goblin deck that somehow won a game.
Apparently, you just played aggro goblins against a control deck that couldn't quite handle it.
Okay, I can see that. A bad burn deck is still good.
Light Tool is being represented with big, foamy, fuzzy dice.
I prefer that, actually. It should just be required from now on.
Yeah. The bigger the dice, the more life you can start with.
Yeah. Sounds good. Life Total doesn't even matter in this format anyways, so...
Yeah.
You can do whatever. You're still gonna die to Storm for some reason. 'Cause that's a deck. But people complain about humans.
I mean, how represented is Storm in the meta?
I don't even know. It's not even that much.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because humans actually just beats it with one card. It's kind of funny.
Meddling Mage naming Grape Shot?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's great. Anyways, Ben's gonna start with a Skirk Prospector
Saw
after
that.
winning the die roll.
Yeah.
And well,
So-
let's see what Nate's got here. I'm curious.
Probably Land Pass. I
Yep,
guess
land
that.
pass. And Ben's gonna follow up his Skirk Prospector with a
Effective 2-drop?
a Mog War Marshal.
Okay. So that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. And then he's gonna get in for 1 damage with the Prospector.
And then sack it for mana. Getting him another dude.
As yeah,
And
playing a
playing-
Goblin. Oh wow, Cantor.
And playing a Cantor. That's a
Oh,
good turn
Nate-
too.
I think they just drew a Fumigate, so if he can live till that point,
Wow.
should be in good shape.
Yeah. Does he have 2 planes in hand?
That's a good question.
I haven't seen any goals from his side with a probably 5-color deck.
So he does have another planes in hand, it looks like. Yeah, I think he
Okay.
does. So it should be. But Ben has the ability to just storm off and win right here with.
Yeah,
With
he has to
Fecundity.
play Fecundity.
Yeah.
And that does answer Fumigate really well.
It does. But with at this point, Fecundity actually probably just wins Ben the game. So
Yeah.
don't gotta worry about Fumigate with that card. And then you can play another Skirk Prospector, and then a Goblin Arsonist. And now Ben's sacking the Cantor, and is he just gonna Grape Shot? Storm is equal to 3?
Yeah, so that's just weird, but I'm not going to question it. Ben is like, I need to win the game fast
Yeah.
before Fumigate's played, but he doesn't know it's there. So yeah, it's just...
Like, Skirk Prospector makes it so Nate doesn't gain life from the Fumigate,
True.
but you do lose your entire board.
Manamorphosis draws him a card,
It's another land.
and then he gets in there for 5.
Good 5.
And Nate goes to 7.
Yep.
So we can go land, and then Ben puts him to 2, and he can go land Fumigate.
Yeah, but Ben will actually put yeah, so Nate's deck, every tribe party actually has. It seems like there's no tribes currently.
Yeah.
So that's a no tribe
It's
party.
just 120 lands. Don't worry about it. What is that? Is that a fecundity? Yeah. All right. So Ben won. Like, there's no way. Like, even at this point.
So yeah, second Arsonist will actually deal another damage. So Nate's gonna be at 1.
And
He's gonna have a red mana. Draw a card. We'll sack a Goblin token. Gain red mana.
Yeah, there's no reason not to do
Okay.
this until he's a 2, I guess.
But he's already played the Grape Shot, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, but he just needs to draw another Arsonist. He
Or-
did that.
Uh,
No, that's fine because
Yeah.
he's got it.
why did you do that? Why didn't you just wait? And go, there's no use in playing it.
True. Mana efficiency.
Oh, what is that? A Peregrine Jake? I'm confused.
Yes, that was correct.
Oh,
It
does
looks
have
like
second planes.
he does not have a second planes actually. So it looks like the Fumigate won't be online. That's a Siren Stormcaller? Or like what's the pirate the 4 mana 3/3
Yeah,
flash?
that is Siren Stormcaller.
Yeah, okay.
4 mana 3/3 when it enters the battlefield, you control another pirate, it taps 2 creatures your opponents control.
Yeah. Card's kinda cool. And I actually think it's pretty good. It's just pirates are not good. It's not enough though, and Ben's gonna win game 1.
Yeah.
And every tribe party, we're so far at 1 tribe.
Yeah, we were at Siren.
No, pirate. It's pirate.
It is a pirate?
It's a pirate.
Okay.
Nate's sideboard. Sure.
Yeah.
I think he'll bring in weak and 4.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
The couldn't be.
That could be
awful.
good. That
Yeah,
could be good.
Yeah. I don't see R.
You don't see R?
No.
No. Okay. Not a. Well, and on Ben's side.
Not Blood Moon because all you saw was basics. Yeah, I guess 4 does seem pretty slow.
4.
I just see.
Lightning Bolt, maybe?
Yeah, just to make it faster.
Or no, Bogart Shenanigans is probably fine too. But
Yeah.
honestly, Nate played 1 card that entire match.
Yeah, I think he can just not sideboard and call it good. Yeah, oddly enough, Blood Moon is bad against his 5-color deck
Because we saw 0 non-basics.
in 5 lands.
Yeah. But I think he had 1 of each. I think he had Domain active.
No, he had 2 islands.
Oh, he had 2 islands? Dang.
It was close.
Close. That's how you do it.
Yeah, activate domain, play insert domain card here. That's good. Question mark?
Is there any domain
I
cards?
don't
that are
know.
good?
Maybe that was a keyword.
That's sick keyword. Oh, there is Tribal Flames that is dope.
Oh yeah, look at that. Does he play Tribal Flames?
Probably not this. I don't know where the tribes come in then.
Yeah.
I guess it's called Tribal Flames.
Oh, I see. So, Nate's just playing Ixalan block constructed, but it's all 4 tribes represented from Ixalan.
Cool.
So does he play 1 and 2 drops? Like aggro pirates?
There are 1 and 2 drop pirates and
Yeah.
stuff.
Was he unlucky to not see any of that, or does he just play all the cards?
I'd be cool if he played all their cards.
Yeah. Alright, cool. So just play all the tribal cards. A Lost Dinosaurs. I hope he actually gets to play spells and this game doesn't last 2 minutes again. Because I kind of want to see what that deck is.
I think we know what this deck is.
I might want to go play Standard against it after this is done. I'm itching to play some Standard. This is the Standard deck.
You want to play against Bant Approach?
I mean...
It's not really playing though.
Yeah, I mean, it would just be kind of like, do you have Mesa with and Fumigates? And the answer is yeah.
Yeah, because the deck is all about getting to that point.
Alright, so it looks like we're on to game 2. Ben's mulliganing, and
no.
so is Nate.
Yep.
Nate's doing another very long
Was he
shuffle.
piling his entire deck?
Yeah, that's what he just did earlier.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
So this might take a minute.
This is gonna take 2 minutes because it normally takes about a minute for a pile shuffle. So.
So on the mulligan, Ben is...
I mean, both decks are hit pretty hard by a mulligan, I think, but I think Nate's deck more so because it's 5 colors, so you have less chance to actually hit your mana.
Yeah, fair. But also Ben can just see the bad part of his combo.
Oh yeah, like we saw against Soren.
Yeah, he could just see lots of lands and ramp things and then nothing. Yeah, he could just keep Relic plus 5 lands again, who knows, and then just lose.
True.
And call it a good hand.
Yeah, after talking to him about that.
Yeah.
Very convinced that was the right keep, but I don't know who you're getting with that one. Dredge? No, you still lose to Dredge.
Yeah. It's a better keep against Dredge.
It is, but you still lose, so you gotta have some kind. You always have in Modern. You gotta be proactive. You can't keep in hand on just reactive cards unless it's like Stony Silence against Core Clan Ironworks, because they actually can't really beat the card.
Yeah, if he would have cycled more aggressively, it would have been fine. Because, there was one point where he just exile 4 cards and draw a
It
card.
still wouldn't have been fine. He had that 1 turn window though.
Yeah, he did have a 1-turn window, and then still didn't cycle it.
Yeah.
Looks like Ben has at least drawn his 6. I don't think he's seen it quite yet. And Nate is doing his thing.
Nate is shuffling a 120 plus card deck, so take
Having
some
a hard
more.
time with it.
Yeah.
But I would be too. Planar
I
decks
think-
are hard enough.
We all would be.
Yeah. There was some dude locally a bit back who hard sleeved his entire deck.
What does that mean?
You know, like the hard protector ones that you
Oh,
cases.
sure.
Yeah, all 60 of his cards with that, and then played around with it, and then took them all out.
Okay.
Because he said, "This is the worst thing you've ever done. Why did you let me do this?"
Yeah, why did you let him do this?
I mean, I didn't. He asked the store clerks why they let him do this, but he just gave them a bunch of money for hard.
Exactly, that's why.
Yeah, that's why they let him do this.
They won't do that to you in Paradise, let me tell you.
They'll say,
Because I've tried.
"Oh yeah."
No, I haven't.
Yeah, okay, I don't think so. I think Brad would just look at you and say, "Really, Josh?" And you'd be like, "Oh yeah, trust me." And he'd say, "All right."
No, Brad wouldn't do that to me.
Ben's hand looks really bad. I
don't think it
yeah.
had, I don't think it had land.
Yeah.
It wasn't getting a land anytime soon.
I mean, only 7 turns. Oh, and Nate mulliganed again and is pile shuffling again.
Well, so we spent about 15.
First turn, 0 cards.
So I think we spent more time watching people shuffle than actually playing.
Yeah, me too.
This,
I think that's actually 100% true.
which is fine. It's all good. I do want to see this pirate deck though, or not. Every tried.
Yeah.
Are there cards that are like? There's no changelings in Ixalan, right? Or morphlings or whatever.
I don't think so. There's a new Hearthstone card that's a changeling. That's about it.
That card is okay. I put it in my dragon deck sometimes, but I never play it. It's just there because it's a dragon.
Yeah.
It's great. I've been playing even mage. I built even mage because I just it's not even a day.
I've never heard of that. I'm so confused.
I just wanted it because you could, if you're on the draw and they
Yeah.
play a 1-drop on turn 1, then
Then-
you can kill it on your turn 1, and then you're not behind on tempo horribly.
You're right. Does it win though?
It's got about 50% win rate, but that's not saying much because, like, I think at the time I was playing it, I was like rank 10, but that's not bad. It climbs. But then it plays a whole bunch of dragons.
Do you get to play the 2/4?
Okay, so anyways, back to the game. Ben's gonna keep his 5-card hand,
And
Nate's
Nate goes to 4.
going
Maybe
to
he
4.
should actually shuffle his deck.
I don't know how you actually shuffle.
It's just like a commander deck, but slightly bigger.
Do you ever actually shuffle your command?
Yeah.
I don't.
You don't?
I don't.
You just like
That's why I make it landscape.
shuffling 120 is more like a prayer.
Wait, it's just pray to the deck.
Yeah, just give me something. Yeah, so I don't know what's in Ben's 5, but I'm sure Nate's 4 is worse.
Here's my real question though: does Nate play the Chupacabra in this deck? Because that's like a tribe. No,
Is it?
no, it's like a one-man tribe. It's a one Chupacabra tribe, but it kills everything.
I would play it. I think that card's fantastic. What is that? A new, just this
Think about it.
godly angel? Wolf.
Gishath, you got a Gishath? Well, the leader of your tribe is a Gishath, huh? Well, it's got a Chupacabra.
Yeah.
So that's my leader. Follow that thing anywhere.
I think it would kill you.
Yes, it would. It's my favorite card in the format.
Okay, I see a land.
I
I
see-
see spell.
Oh, I see 2
Oh, 2
lands.
lands, new spells. That has to be keepable.
Yeah.
Please God, don't shuffle again.
Yeah, I know you need to get out of here.
Alright, he's scrying.
Okay.
I mean, I have 13 minutes, and it's not going to take 13 minutes.
It could take 13 minutes.
If he shuffles more.
No, well, like, I think he has a 1-drop and a 2-drop. And I don't know if Ben even has a
Are they
functional
even on
land.
color?
Oh, that's a good point. Oh, I think Ben just drew the land. So, but now he's gonna get a land from the Goblin Guide. Watch
Are you
this.
sure?
What is that?
I don't know.
Neither does Ben.
Alright,
Impeccable timing. What does that do? So
So
this
we
card
have-
is gonna be impeccable timing.
he's going to draw the what does this do card. Play planes, and...
Does it gain you life or something?
Oh.
Oh, it probably gives you indestructible.
No, alright. 2 mana instant, 3 damage to attack creatures. That kills Goblin Guide.
That's pretty, and it also gets another trigger.
Yeah, wow. What a fantastic rip.
Told you.
And
Oh, is he
he's-
gonna just grenade?
Yeah.
Ben doesn't care. He has no regard.
Huh.
Wait, is that a grenade? I don't think that was a grenade.
No, that was a ritual in the Manamorphose.
But what did he sacrifice the guide for? Oh, Infernal Plunge, that card from...
And then a Fecundity.
Okay, that's pretty good, actually. Infernal Plunge is pretty good.
And that was it. Wait. He did it at end of turn?
No, I think he did that on his turn.
No, because then he just...
Because how can he play an enchantment at instant speed?
That's what I'm confused about.
So he did do it in a turn.
But then he played that 1-drop.
Because he had an extra red mana flip.
Did he?
Yeah. I think you should. Yeah. No, wait, what?
No.
No, wait, how did he...
How did he play Fecundity?
He can play Fecundity off the Manamorphose, but I don't know. Did he have another... I don't think he had another floating.
No. Judge.
Okay, so going through the motions here. So yeah, just Ben's just going through the motions of what he did because it looks like he did have an extra. He ended up playing the Script Prospector without having the mana to play for it. So
yeah,
he's just going through the motions and seeing if that was fine. So the judge ruling is going to be an entire turn past where neither player did anything. So the prospector got there. That's how. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so the prospector's been there, I guess.
Got it.
On the field. We just didn't recognize
yeah,
it.
Just no one knew that a turn passed.
Yeah. So okay, basically what happened is a turn passed by where neither player did anything.
Got it.
Yeah.
And by neither player we mean...
Yeah, so they kind of just went a little fast for us, I guess.
Yeah. They just must have drew cards that passed and have a land to play.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
So Nate does have double white this time, so it's got that Fumigate. You can play it, but I don't... With Fecundity...
I mean, it's better than losing the game.
It is better than losing. Not wrong. Just gonna have double white, a green, and a blue. Yeah, that's banned. You know what you can do next turn? Play an Hour of Promise and then like some compasses.
And then approach the second side.
And
You're on track to winning.
Exactly. That's what I would do in this situation.
Maybe he just plays maybe he goes Hour of Promise into Battle of Wits.
Oh, does Nick play Battle of Wits?
I mean, no. It's X 120 cards, not 220 cards.
Maybe you meant to say 220. It's like the perfect number for a Battle of the Wits deck.
Yeah, 20 cards to find Battle of Wits.
Exactly.
I think it should be more like 230, 240, just in case the game goes a bit longer than you want it to.
Yeah, but then your 230 card control deck's gotta be favored.
Fair.
So Nate just plays, just actually passes.
Another Goblin Guide.
As I think, what do we got here? Here's the Impeccable Timing.
That draw has been a card.
He's gonna sack it to the Scourge Prospector. No draw. But Nate did miss the, the Goblin Guide trigger wasn't. Okay, now they're looking at it.
He does draw a land.
He's gonna get a land.
So doesn't have Swamp or Mountain, but Ben gets to play a Pile Driver.
Ben's looks to be in a good spot here.
Yeah, Fecondity's kind of good.
Yeah, card is actually pretty good.
I think
deck with and without it, miles different.
Yeah. So Nate just plays land and passes again.
Yeah, and then
another Goblin Guide.
Another guide.
So this is hitting in for 3/5.
Yep. Where's it?
And that's a.
That's a dinosaur. The second tribe.
Okay.
Can we get the other way? Well.
Ben's doing all the things for Nate and then messed up his deck. It's fine.
Judge.
Don't shh us, Brad. We're trying.
Anyways, Let's see if Nate has the fumigate.
What is Nate's actual life total? Because I know it's not 20.
It's
Is
not
it 13.
That's a good question. I think it's 13. That's what the dice tell me.
Yeah. All right. It's 13.
I do like those dice though. Makes it clear.
Yeah, it does. Except for when they're off screen.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's getting another for 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
Does Nate play his Fumigate?
I think you would have played last turn, and the top card's not fumigate, so.
Does he have a Fumigate? Does he have any cards in hand?
He has 2 cards in it, I believe. And he's got a Goblin Grenade there for Ben to finish it off, it looks. We'll see.
Yeah, alright. It looks like he won.
So it looks like Ben's going to take our final match here, and he's going to end up having a 2-1 record.
He didn't combo, he just played aggro with the country and called it good.
Yeah. He did not. He could have comboed, I'm pretty sure, but why combo at that point when you have all these
Sick threats.
Sure, sick threats. You got all these 1 minute.
He plays Goblin Guides.
Goblin Guide's a sick threat.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, there's that pirate in the deck. Anyway, so we're gonna. Thanks for joining us on the stream, guys, for our Thursday Night Modern. And we will be back for Standard tomorrow. Have a good night, guys, and hopefully see you guys tomorrow.
Don't forget, I'm Dylan. This is Jaws. 6:30 tomorrow. Be here or watch the stream. I mean, there's no other choice.
That's
sorry. All right. Good night.